Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Toxcyn here with a car video for you, and I want to talk about this X-Men Arcade1up MvC2 rehash. So this is an unpopular opinion. I'm going to talk about what I feel about the cab and why I feel that way. And it's an unpopular opinion. I actually like this cab. I'm going to talk about what I like about it and what I don't like about it. But the reason I like this cab so much is because Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is actually my favorite Arcade1up cab of all time. It's the one that got me really into making content on home arcade and the home arcade stuff. It's not my first Arcade1up cabinet, but it's the first one that got me really excited. Now, if you see my previous videos, you know that my MvC2 cab is all decked out. I got a 20-inch monitor in there, I got the lit riser from Tulsa Arcades, and I swapped out my buttons. My favorite mod being the 20-inch monitor. But we've been talking about this cab for a long time. It had a rough launch. It didn't launch very cleanly. They put FOMO into my heart real bad. It was the first time I really felt like if I didn't get this cab, I was going to be very upset. And when it launched, it was very sloppy. It launched about 10 minutes earlier than it was supposed to launch, instantly sold out. Scalpers went crazy for it. Luckily, later in the day, I was able to snag a pre-order. Finally got my pre-order, but then what happened after that? They started hitting Best Buy stores and people started picking them up right off the shelves. And people like me who pre-order online couldn't get their hands on it, which was very, very frustrating. Don't want to deal with any stuff like that ever again from Arcade1up. It was just too much. Hate the FOMO. It's just way too much. Very, very, very stressful. Anyway, it's my favorite cab of all time. I think it's got a great lineup of games. It's got both Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 and all the Marvel fighter games from Capcom, which is a win to me anyway. I know there's tons of different cabs, not everybody's a big Marvel fan, and it doesn't have the X-Men 6-player game on it. To me, that's fine. It doesn't have the 4-player ROM either, or the 2-player ROM. So why do you like this cab so much? It's just a rehash. Well, finally we got a deluxe version of the MvC cab, MvC2. Now, I wanted the Kith cab. When the Kith cab came out, I thought it was just awesome. I think it's a beautiful cab. I love designer streetwear brand, not all of them, but some of them. I love Bape, I love Supreme. Stone Island is pretty cool, Stony Island. Kith, all great brands. I loved that cabinet. Now, I didn't like the Supreme Mortal Kombat 2 because I just am not a fan of the shark fin, but I really wanted the Kith cab. However, it just didn't make sense, almost at nearly $1,000. It just wasn't gonna happen for me. It's like 800, 900 bucks. I couldn't justify paying more money for the same cab with a different artwork. Now, I think the Deluxe is going to cost the same Deluxe price, but it's not going to cost $800, $900. Problem with that cab was it was limited edition. The FOMO came out again, but I resisted and I didn't buy it, which is great. Save some money there. Well, I'm glad they're doing a Deluxe version of this cabinet. It's great that they're doing a Deluxe rehash. I mean, if you're going to rehash anything in Deluxe format, this was a long time coming. I think this is their most popular cabinet. Personally, I believe it's the best cabinet. I could be wrong about it being, you know, the most popular one, but I just think that their best cab that they ever did was MvC2. The fact that they got that game released, the fact that they got it online, albeit super freaking late and buggy as hell, just the fact that we got it is a big deal in the community. Whether or not, you know, you agree on how they went about it, which I certainly don't. I think it took way too long to get that working, but we finally got it. Now, the good thing about this rehash is that I personally like about it is that they're doing a different artwork. So for people like me who are huge Marvel fans and I want to buy this again, am I going to buy MvC2 again simply because it's deluxe and it's the same exact cab? It's a hard sell. Now, when you do alternate artwork on it, you kind of give a little bit more incentive. Again, this is just all my opinion, so don't go crazy over it, but this is just what I believe. Now, what I like about this cabinet, I'm going to talk about what I don't like about it too, but what I like about this cab is the X-Men 97 artwork is great. I love this X-Men version of this cabinet. Reminds me of when MvC1 came out. They had the Marvel cab and then they had the X-Men cab. Two variations of the same cabinet. It gives you tons of options for buyers. If you like X-Men more, you get that one. If you like Marvel more, you get the other one. But this one has all the games combined and it's different artwork and it's deluxe. Another thing I like about it is that even though people are saying, you know, it's not the original artwork, it's not an MvC2. MvC2 never had original artwork, but it's not using box art from the game. Again, it's not a nostalgic cab, right? Which to me is fine because I love the X-Men artwork. Now, it's X-Men 97. We don't know if that's going to be a good show or not. It's Disney. They could definitely screw that up. but they have the original X-Men characters on there. So I personally enjoy the artwork. I think the artwork looks great, and it's drawing attention to my eyes. When I look at it, I think that looks amazing. Another thing I like about it is that the control deck looks better. Now, the original MvC control deck had that green on it, that pattern, all the way around the deck. What I like about the new X-Men version is that on the front of the plate, instead of just filming the grain all the way down, it actually has the Marvel logo on it and the X-Men and the Capcom logo. Okay, the Marvel and the Capcom logo, so it looks cleaner. Again, this is a deluxe version, so we don't have a riser. Now, even though I love my Tulsa Arcade Lit riser, this is deluxe form factor, which I'm trying to get away from the riser cabinets. I would love to have this MvC2 cab relatively close to the new version of deluxe. Now, I can't really do that right now because I don't have a home to put this in. So if you follow my channel, you know that situation. I'll talk about it at the end of the video, but I don't have anywhere to put the cab. So it's kind of bugged me a little bit that even if I wanted this cab, I really couldn't buy it or do anything with it. But that's neither here nor there. One thing I don't like about this cabinet. So this is a deluxe, which means there's no riser. But if you look at the bottom of the cab, the bottom of the side of the cab is black. It's got the X-Men 97 logo, and it's got a yellow stripe. So it's kind of simulating a riser. I think that's silly. They should have had a seamless artwork all the way down to the bottom. If you're gonna have no riser, then why would you make it look like there's a riser? It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but that's just my thought. Now, we don't know if this is gonna have a lit coin door. I would hope it has a lit coin door. And those are just my thoughts. I like the cab. If I could buy it, I would buy it. I definitely do have the money. I just don't have anywhere to put this. So that's what I think. So if you watched this video, thanks for watching. That's my thoughts on that. Now, this portion of the video, I just want to talk about a couple of things. Personal, my channel, and if you don't want to hear about it, you can click off. That I said what I had to say, but this is mostly for my loyal viewers, my friends in the community. I want to thank you guys because when the Corner Kid broke this news, I was super excited. I really liked it. And I made a community post. I was like, guys, look at this. Well, then shortly after, everybody else did it, which it doesn't even matter if everybody else did it, but I kind of felt like it was just too redundant, and I deleted it. Well, a couple of my friends reached out to me, and they let me know, hey guys, hey Toxcyn, you don't have to do that. Stand by your guns. And I appreciate everybody that reached out. You were right. I should never think about what everybody else is doing when I do my content. Whatever I post. And that's why I really went out and did this video, because you're right. I shouldn't care about what anybody else is doing on their channel. Just focus on myself and my channel. 100% right. So I thank you so much for doing that, and here's my video. Also, I got some advice from a couple content creators. I want to shout out Michael Vol Trades. He reached out and gave me some great advice. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for giving me the advice. And I got some advice from P-Dubs. Pat, I appreciate you as well. Thank you for giving me that advice. And I'm going to try a little bit. I'm not going to do all of it at once, but I'm going to try doing little by little to see what I can do. Now, if you know, I lived in Florida for 2 years, and I moved out because I had a lot of personal issues with work. I felt like I was going to lose my job, and I had to get away out of there before I got fired. That's a whole nother story. It's not really for YouTube. And then my rent was going up crazy. A lot of people are moving to Florida. They definitely took advantage of this, and the rent was going up a lot. I had also bought some cabs. I didn't really pay full price for most of them, but there were a few cabs I bought full price. And I put them on credit, which was fine. It wasn't really affecting me, but what happened was my car randomly broke down. And in Florida, if you don't have a car, you're just not going to work. There's no way to go to work without a car. And this happened on my Monday, so I had a full 5 days of work with no car. I had to go straight to the dealership and pick up a new car, which was a total shock to me. I mean, it was unexpected. I mean, who wakes up in the morning and says, I have to go to the dealership and buy a new car? Now, I'm very, very fortunate that I have the money and the means to do that. However, when you have other bills to pay, it kind of it puts you in a hole. So instead of just renewing my lease and trying to struggle throughout the rest of the year, I decided, you know what? Let me just move back home with family. I'll go back to my mom's for a little bit, pay off a whole bunch of these credit cards and the debts, and make sure that I owe as little money as possible, and get back on my feet and take my time so that I can stabilize myself, which is what I'm doing right now. I got a bonus yesterday, a huge bonus, several $1,000s in my direct deposit, And instead of going and buying Venom Pinball or pre-ordering cabinets that I can't even store, I paid my credit cards. I paid off several credit cards in full, and I'm not even done yet. I want to make sure that I have enough money in the bank to last at least half a year without going paycheck to paycheck, which I wasn't doing before, but with the car, it kind of makes it a little bit difficult, right? So responsibilities come first. Make sure I'm doing what I want to do, but this kind of took a hit on my channel. It made me feel like I took a hit on my channel because I couldn't do the content that I wanted to do. Obviously, I can't record my cabinets anymore because they're all in storage in Florida, 1,000 miles away from where I am right now. And I got really let down. Right before I moved out, I had bought a Yeti mic and a camera, and I started trying to get into podcasting and appearing more on lives and going on other people's channels, as well as doing my own show, which is very hard to do now because here in my home I'm living at currently, I have a dog behind me who just doesn't shut up, and I don't have a room here. I'm just in the living room. I have a curtain up to give myself a little bit of privacy, but the dog just doesn't stop. So it becomes very, very difficult. Now, when I look at my channel and I go back and look at my history, now the earliest videos that I did and some of the most views that I've ever gotten on any of my channel videos, where I have thousands and thousands and thousands of views, like my highest rated videos, I was in the apartment that I'm currently at now. The only difference is I didn't have the dog, but I didn't have the thumbnails. I did not have anywhere near the subs that I have now, but I've had 10 times the views. So it's about the content that you make. I didn't even have thumbnails for those videos. I didn't make custom thumbnails. So I have to get creative again. If I'm really passionate about doing something and I take the time to do it and it's relevant, I have the proof in the pudding. I can go back into my channel and say, hey, I got almost 1 million views on these videos with no production value, with no thumbnail, with no subscribers. So it is possible. And again, thanks Moat for, encouraging me and my other friends in the community, Arcade Anonymous, and everyone else. I appreciate you guys. So I'm going to try to get back into, doing what I'm passionate about, taking the advice that I get from other content creators, mashing it all up together, and just doing what I love. And then once everything is done and I get back on my feet, I can get really into the content that I really want to do. The stuff that I was doing before I left. But it doesn't mean that I can't do a channel. It doesn't mean that I can't do what I want to do. It's just hard to schedule things, especially live streams and shows. I can't really schedule it because I don't know when I have a free moment to do those. But I can still do my videos. So I want to thank everybody in the community. I love you guys. You're the best. If you stuck this far into the video, I want to thank everybody else. I can do the videos in the car. If I want to do home arcade and I want to say what I want to say, I can make that video, and I shouldn't worry about what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do the videos that I want to make. So thanks again. If you haven't subscribed, like and subscribe, spread love, not hate, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.